Hi everyone, welcome to GGN. This is the second part for today. I'll probably have about 3 or 4 parts. Took me a while to get going on that first video, but sometimes, now that I'm kind of getting back into doing these, it takes a little while to be able to get my thoughts out and to wrap together all these stories. Because I get all these articles, and it's like a lot of times I don't get a chance to get to them. So the goal is to try to say what I need to say, tie them together efficiently like I used to. We'll see though, right? All right, so I ended up with this, talking about how these big elites, big corporations run by the elites are damaging the planet and everything, how we're being blamed for it, how they could be prevented, but they're too busy wasting our money. And projects like this, experimenting on the planet with chemtrails and HARP and international space stations and stuff. So they're looking to go to somewhere else, to get the hell out of here, like I said, like Elysium. Russian immortality project to offer everlasting life by 2045. Then you have this Zuckerberg, Musk, and Kutcher, Ashton Kutcher, invest in artificial intelligence firm. So billionaires investing in Vicarious FBC, which hopes to build a computer that thinks like a person. Great, right? Ashton Kutcher, who I believe is a Kabbalist, but have joined forces to make a $40 million investment in the artificial intelligence firm Vicarious. So a lot of research is going into this. Neuroscience. The firm hopes to build a system capable of replicating the functions of the neocortex of the human brain, the part that controls body movement, vision, understanding language, and does math. So why would they want to do this? A computer that thinks like a person, so that they can get inside of it, maybe? I don't know. Merge with it. Yeah, so they actually bring up that Musk is the investor behind the electric car company Tesla. So again, these are that's why it's probably not going anywhere, because it's by billionaires and we can't make a lot of money from it, right? But these guys are philanthropists. So Facebook buys virtual reality company for $2 billion. They agreed to buy Oculus for $2 billion, betting that its virtual reality technology may be a new way for people to communicate, learn, or be entertained or brainwashed. This is a long-term bet on the future of computing. I believe Oculus can be one of the platforms of the future. And I always have these short, catchy words: Oculus, Vicarious. One of those, what was it? The little, it was basically like a camera, a three-eyed camera or something, robot. That was named after the guardian of Hades. I mean, that's what these people come up with for names. A virtual reality headset that's received a lot of attention from video game developers. So they cover a user's eyes and create an immersive world that reacts to turning one's head or moving back and forth. Again, what will it be used for? Besides brainwashing people, entertaining them, distracting them from real issues, it'll be used for the military. Google Glass-like headgear for soldiers. So we've covered this before. This is, I think it was produced by, BAE Systems. So we're talking about these billionaires and that transmutating into a computer, And, we have our own hierarchy. It says here that how virtual game, they want to become gods, basically. How virtual gaming worlds are revealing the nature of human hierarchies. The way players form into groups in online games reveals that hierarchies are an inevitable product of the human condition, says complexity scientist from MIT. Facebook's new Deep Face program is just as creepy as it sounds, from the Huffington Post. Facebook has the world's largest photo library, and now has the technology to match almost all the faces within it, even the ones that you don't tag. They developed some kind of program called Deep Face, and says that they can determine whether 2 photographed faces are the same person with 97% accuracy. Facebook has essentially caught up to humans when it comes to remembering a face. The program was developed by 3 in-house Facebook researchers and a professor at Tel Aviv University. Knowledge pills that you eat to automatically learn anything. Kind of interesting. They had a little picture of the Matrix, so Who knows if that's what that movie's really about? But I think a lot of people thought it was just about, the truth. Truthers beyond the truth. It's I've heard a couple theories as far as it introducing people into accepting Satanism, and other things like transhumanism. This Nicholas Negroponte, the founder of MIT Media Lab, in 30 years, he says that we're going to be able to literally ingest information. Once information is in your bloodstream, some kind of mechanism, you could deposit the information in your brain. You could take a pill and learn English or the works of Shakespeare. He said little else on the subject, but Negroponte assured the audience that the idea is not as ridiculous as it seems. So, how much will that information cost, right? That pill. A pill that you can swallow to instantly learn French or computer programming or anything you want, something akin to the Matrix. We heard something recently in the news similar to this. Biotechnology could allow prisoners to serve 1,000 years in a mere 8 hours. Well, how are they going to do this? It says here that there are a number of psychoactive drugs that distort people's sense of time, so you can imagine developing a pill or a liquid that made someone feel like they were serving a 1,000-year sentence. And that was basically, she says, to create like a hell-type situation, just torture, yeah. Couldn't this be considered inhumane torture? This goes to show you where, this MIT, Negroponte is telling you this, and he's a great guy, he's a humanitarian for telling us the truth, right? No, he's just telling you what's coming, what they've found, right? This is science, this is research that's being funded with your tax dollars and billionaires to develop a futuristic society where they can ingest information like this, a pill, and get all this information. And they'll probably compete against each other. And those who don't like the system could be, treated like Pavlov's dogs, right? And just given a pill, and you serve your 1,000-year torture sentence in 8 hours. So you can tell that they're working in neuroscience and stuff like that. Angela Jolie catches us off guard with another startling announcement from March 14th, 2014. It says here that she made the impressive and brave decision not to undergo preventative cancer surgery, but also to keep the public informed every step of the way. She went viral last May, says here, basically about her decision to have a preemptive double mastectomy. And she basically came forward with another startling confession that there's still another surgery to have in her mission to stay healthy. She says that I'll get advice from all these wonderful people who I've been talking to get through the next stage. She's made these difficult choices after genetic testing revealed that she carries this gene mutation which puts women at a higher risk for developing reproductive cancers. Apparently, since her confessional, there's been a significant increase in the genetic testing at treatment centers nationwide. The Time dubbed the phenomena the Angelina Jolie effect. So there you go, right? And that's how they use celebrities and stars, right? They have a brand, they have a value of that brand, and she's got very high brand value right now. So this is good for promoting this stuff, getting people to do things preemptively based off their genes. And like I mentioned before with this article, people like to mimic celebrities. That's why they use them to push this stuff, this technology, and that there's actually labs growing meat from celebrity tissue samples, and they use it to make salami. This is actually the website Bite Labs. So, okay, so moving on, we're talking about the cancer industry too, right? There's this girl that's been suspended in a head shaving act of support. And this girl will not be allowed to go to school after shaving her head in solidarity with a friend battling childhood cancer, drew sympathy and outrage on Monday on social media. The story got enough attention to lead the charter school's board of directors to call a special meeting to discuss the situation. So actually, this applies to males and females. The purpose of the dress code policy was to create and promote safety, uniformity, I like that, that's cool, and a non-distracting environment for the school's students. And the first thing I can think of is that this is about exploitation this issue right here, because they're talking about pushing radiating people, right? Going through the big pharma cancer treatment process. That's, your hair falls out. So, just like slapping a sticker in the back of your car, or giving money to big companies to further experiment on people. And they don't ever really find a cure. It just seems kind of sick. People do want to feel a part of something, and save the whales, whatever. Don't save your own people. Let's try to cut back on CO2 emissions, but let's not try to help our own local economies. Here's my point, though. You get down here saying that the girl's mother posted on social media that she was trying to get the school's board director to add exceptions. It says, words cannot express how humble my family is from the support of all of our friends, family, and even people we have never met before have shown us. So my point is that we don't have a say in any of what happens locally in this community here at this school, right? It's up to the board of directors, it's up to the parents and them. So we're sitting here talking about it, but really, if that's the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be. A bunch of people involved in something like that. I mean, all they had to do was bring it up and say, oh yeah, okay, well, I guess this makes sense. But we're all supposed to talk about how these people are being victimized because they don't want to promote cancer treatment. Speaking of which, you hear articles like this, right? These stories of how important it is to radiate and stuff like that, and put your child through the cancer process, because if you don't, you'll actually go to jail. Imagine if you were a single mother suffering from depression, overwhelmed with caring for an autistic, nonverbal, and developmentally disabled son, because she probably accidentally listened to them and vaccinated the kid. If he were diagnosed with cancer, what would you do? Well, Kristen Labrie of Massachusetts' mother chose to disregard the pharma complex and a prescribed chemotherapy regimen. And the jury declared her guilty of attempted murder. I remember this story back in 2011, and the kid was complaining that he was feeling just too sick. He was feeling miserable, horrible, and he didn't want to do it anymore. The mother listened to him. They made a family decision, but that's not good enough, right? An Amish girl. So they went further into the Amish community. Actually, a girl went in hiding to avoid Ohio court's ruling on her cancer treatment options. So they said that an appointed guardian will make medical decisions for the cancer-stricken Amish girl, not the parents. They ruled that the girl must listen to medical professionals and continue chemotherapy treatments her parents don't want because they make her sick. And the parents would rather pursue natural treatment for the girl. So my point is, the mainstream media and stuff is covering this, and it's everywhere because they're exploiting this situation so that people empathize with going through the cancer treatment process. Only reason why they're expressing individual liberty here. You have here, court rejects appeal from Oregon City faith healing couple convicted in teenage son's death. So these kids were going to die regardless, right? I mean, maybe if they had treatment, it would have extended their lives, but they had to have money. So, if you don't have money, or you have some kind of religious reasons, personal preference to not pursue the pharma complex, then you are actually killing them. You're killing them. So it seems to me that this has nothing to do with individual liberty and freedoms, right? Like shaving your head to support cancer. It has to do with you not having a choice in whether you're going to be treated for cancer. Then there's this, right? The other was a public school. This is a private school. So right off the bat, you say, well, if this is their policy, then that's their policy, right? It's not a public institution. It's private. How has this child been victimized? Well, it says here the Christian school principal says 8-year-old girl not welcome because she dresses and behaves like a boy. So the first thing I thought was, when I actually forgot the title of this video when I was watching it, I actually thought that was a boy. Just the mannerisms, it did not look anything like a girl. The people in the comments will empathize with this person because their individual liberties are being stripped. Okay. This is not about a tomboy. I've seen tomboys when I was a kid. They were still, whatever, decent looking. They were still, you could tell they were a girl. They were tomboys. They did boyish things. This looks like an actual dude. This is about gender reversing. So, go back to the shaved heads with the girls. It kind of promotes kind of a androgyny type look. So this is why they're showing this as an example of not allowing personal freedom, because it follows an agenda. The community wants to have all transgenders and stuff like that, then cool, that's fine. But you got to respect other communities if they don't want that. This is GGN, and I'm Darko. Thank you.